Hip hop hooray. Hello, WM Siegel here. I'm going to talk about some sports news from the past. Um, I played a lot of sports growing up, uh, just everything, um, basketball, baseball, all of it. My main sport, ultimately, as I got older, was lacrosse, and I know that's region specific for a lot of people, but it's a good sport. Um, and so in high school, the only sport I played all 4 seasons was lacrosse, and then other seasons I'd do random stuff. I did winter track one year. One year I played ice hockey for the town, another town, because we didn't have a team. I was awful, the worst. It wasn't even. I don't know what it was. Because I played when I was a little kid, but my sophomore year, I forgot how to ice skate or something. I'm fine now. I was the worst. But yeah, so ice hockey, winter track. It was always lacrosse, um, and then one year, my sophomore year, it was the fall, and people are figuring out stuff to play. More likely, they already knew what they were going to be playing, but for me, as a guy, there was only uh, soccer or football. Um, we had a golf team, but I don't know. That's not something I would have done. But so I didn't want to play football. I played in sixth grade and I didn't like it. I don't even like the sport. I don't watch it or anything. I don't really watch sports. But and then soccer, I wanted to play, but it was so clicky. I just felt like I'd never get in. Because I feel like I could have been really good, but it would have taken some time, and I don't know how patient they would have been. I just bought a soccer ball a few months ago. I don't know. I just kick it around. But so sophomore year, it's the fall, and I'm like, well, I want to play something. And so I played field hockey, um, and it was on the girls' team, um, junior varsity, because I would have had to sign up earlier for us to register maybe as a co-ed team, things like that. Um, my want to play or my attraction to playing was never like a joke or anything like that. The initial thing was just, oh, I can do something in the fall. This is a sport. A lot of my friends play. A lot of my friends that were girls, and a lot of my friends were girls. Um, and to be honest, that's who I wanted to spend time with. But as a teenage boy, I understand that's complicated. But as far as peers and joking around, I had a lot of fun with them, and they were friends that I knew a long time, and then growing up and stuff, and so it seemed it didn't seem weird to me, until everyone else found out, and the coach was the sister of my lacrosse coach, and I think he told her to really ride me, and I think she also was concerned that I was just making a joke, and I made jokes. I did. I'll own that. There were jokes I made, but I wasn't doing it as a joke. I wanted to play with my friends. I understood it looked goofy, and so yeah, I made jokes, but I was never to take away from the sport or the team. I know that there were some girls on the team that didn't want me there. Um, I understand that. Uh, I ended up being pretty good. I was leading scorer, and I played left inner. And I'm a lefty, so worked out. Uh, but then you got to play backhand in field hockey. It turns out there were other people that played at our school. A kid Nate, maybe 5, 6 years before me, so that would have been the '80s. He played. He was the goalie, and I played, and a friend of mine also played with me. Another guy. um, and it was a good time. I didn't tell my dad. I didn't tell my parents at all. Um, so I kept my stick and everything, my uniform at school. Um, they both worked, so I'd be home before they were done with work. I could still get to practice and everything. It wasn't until it was in the newspaper, like front page of this tiny town, you know, picture of me wearing the kilt, and I insist it's a kilt, not a skirt. But wearing the kilt for field hockey, and had my hair like in a ponytail, like off the top of my head or something, and just like wispy sideburns. Just kind of looking off, like probably looked like a nutcase. But yeah, I got home one day, and my dad was like, "Why didn't you tell me?" Well, a lot of reasons, you know, a lot of reasons. But um, I'm making this video because I don't think I should have played. And if I were to do it again, I wouldn't have. Um, I'd like to think I wouldn't have. I would have just stuck it out with soccer, I think, um, or just done the fall play or something, done theater that season. I enjoyed doing it at the time that I was doing it. I didn't feel like I was taking away from anything. Um, I don't think, but and then later in life, it was a funny thing. It was like in college, be like, I hadn't played field hockey in high school. Um, you know, when is that? That was 1995, right? Um, uh, I don't know. I think it was fine for me to do it. It's fine for anyone to do it. I'm glad I was in JV. If we had registered as a co-ed team and then we get to states or something, I mean, you're screwing up stats for people that want to play this thing in college. You know what I mean? Um, so I think sometimes when you see a sport and you want to get in it and you want to get involved, do it. I mean, but I shouldn't have played field hockey. Um, I did. I wasn't trying to do anything wrong. I wasn't trying to make any kind of statement of anything. You know, I graduated with like 80 kids. There's no statements to be made. um, but I don't know. It's just something I did, you know, and I followed through with it. Showed up every practice, ran my butt off, learned every rule I needed to learn, worked out, played, respected the team and everything. Um, and uh, still, I don't know. I played with a lot of good people, and playing on a girls' team was great because I don't know. It was just different. It had a different feel, for sure. And I've played a lot of sports, and I've played on both teams, yeah, guys and girls. And I'll say that playing field hockey was truly a different experience. Not something I could put words to. Um, it's just a different type of team situation. Um, but I will say I wouldn't have done it if I were to go back again, because I'm realizing I might have taken something away from what they were experiencing. I could have brought something to it that had no business being there. Um, and I'm just one guy. It didn't need to, I don't know why I did it. I don't. It was fun. My friends played. Um, a third guy was gonna play with us, but he backed. Oh, actually, he broke his arm, so he couldn't. So it wasn't just me. It was gonna be like a group of us. Um, Ended up being just me and this other fella. But you know, I don't know. With all these things in you know athletics today, nothing to do with like what I'm talking about really, but um, I played. I liked it, but my buddy, he was big. He was a strong guy. So when he hit the ball, it was hard, and I think I'm not positive. Maybe this is just mind trickery, but I do have a recollection of a ball like breaking a shin guard of a girl. We kind of laughed at it, but I look back at it. That kid, I shouldn't have been. I'm not a big guy, but he shouldn't have been on the field just because of the danger of how hard he could hit. He was a big guy. Um, so I don't know. I don't land anywhere on on topics that have nothing to do with me. It's up to the participants. I'm not going to tell people what to do. Um, but I loved playing. It was good. And only now, as an adult, do I see that I don't think I should have. I can't really put my finger on why, but I think it's important that I admit that, you know, I I played field hockey in 1995 on a women's team, and I don't know why, but I don't think I should have. You know, we just have to think about these things. I don't have any more insight into what's going on now in athletics than I did 3 days ago. But I'm trying to think about it and understand it as it occurred in maybe in my life. Um, you know, also, I'll say a friend of mine, a girl who was at a neighboring school, I knew her through rock climbing and Boy Scouts. We had girls in our Boy Scout troop too, so it was a different. I don't know. It was a unique situation, but she played lacrosse for a team, and I remember being kind of protective of her on the field, even though we were playing her. So I was like, don't hit. What are you doing? Lacrosse is a tough sport, and back then we didn't have pads. You know, we didn't have elbow pads, hip pads, all these things. We're just out there smashing each other. But she wanted to play, and she played, and she did it. She finished the season. She was good. Um, I don't think she played again, but I also played ice hockey when I was a little kid with a lot of girls. Um, they Now that I feel like was a little different. Um, I don't think they were adding to the team. Me being a guy on the field hockey team, I do feel like my presence was maybe disrupting something. Um, but being 8 years old and playing hockey with my friend Amy, nothing seemed like it didn't phase us at all. So I don't know. It's an age thing. It's a maybe what sport it is. Um, I don't know. But we should all think about this stuff, and we should try to put ourselves in the shoes of people. Um, uh, if anything, just to get to a place where, if it does come up in a conversation, we don't react emotionally. We can respond because we've already thought about it. You know, we've thought about it on our own. Uh, so, yeah, it's just something to think about. What did you play, and would you have played if there was only a female tennis team and you love tennis? I don't know. I would have played on that team, But then what is it doing to them? I don't know. You got to think about everybody involved, not just yourself. That's important. But yeah, I played field hockey in 1995, and if I went back, I wouldn't have done it. So I'm sorry, girls. All right, bye.